Once again, thanks for tuning in. Holly Shields here for Calcine Media. Growth stocks are companies that report higher sales and revenue than the average growth of the sector. These companies generally have a higher P/E ratio, unique products, technology, or patent in their name. Small cap companies typically have a market cap of 300 million to 2 billion. The healthcare sector comprises companies that produce and sell drugs, provide insurance, health cover, or run hospital chains. So with that in mind, let's check out these fast-growing small-cap healthcare stocks. First on our list today is Xencor Incorporated. The market cap of this clinical stage research company is $1.8 billion. The total revenue of the healthcare company for the second quarter this year was at $67.4 million US against $13.1 million of the second quarter previous year. The net income for the second quarter this year was at $52.2 million against losses of $35 million in the same time last year. Next up is Healthcare Services Group Incorporated. The total revenue of HCSG in the second quarter was $98.2 million against $452 million last year. The gross profit was $61.8 million and $64.5 million respectively. The net income of the latest quarter was at $9.6 million against $23.1 million at the same time last year, and the market cap of the company is at $1.9 billion. Following that is HRMY Biosciences Holdings. The total revenue of the healthcare company in the second quarter was $73.82 million against $38.1 million in the year-ago quarter. The gross profit was at $61.13 million against $431.55 million in the second quarter last year, and the net income for the period was at $14.12 million against losses of $0.3 million the same time last year. The market cap of the company is at $1.8 billion US dollars. Coming in next is Ligand Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. The market capitalization of LGND is at $1.7 billion US dollars, while the total revenue of the medical research company in the second quarter was at $84.64 million against $41.42 the same time last year. Gross profit for the period was $54.08 million compared to $33.78 million in the same time last year. And the net income for the second quarter was at $30.73 million. Following Ligand is Avanos Medical Incorporated. The market cap of the company is at $1.6 billion, and the total revenue of the medical tech company in the second quarter this year was at $186.4 million against $163.7 million in the same time last year. The gross profit for the period was at $85.7 million compared to $86.5 same time last year, and the net income was at $37.9 million. Last on our list is US Physical Therapy. The market capitalization of the healthcare services company is $1.4 billion. The total revenue of the company in the second quarter this year was $126.9 million against $83.9 same time last year. The gross profit for the period was $34.3 million compared to $18.4 in the second quarter last year. Meanwhile, the net income of the surgical management company in the second quarter was $12.4 million against $10.2 losses in the second quarter of last year. And that concludes our list. If you like this info, please give us a like, comment, and a share. And for regular updates, head to our website at calkinemedia.com. This has been Holly Shields for Calcine Media.